What's up, my amazing community? This is Davidson Hang, as you guys probably already know. Yeah, so today I wanted to share with you an amazing experience I have. I went to Austin, Texas for the Sales Success Summit. It was a 2-day conference, and it was just really cool meeting many of my role models and people I look up to. Scott Ingram has a sales success podcast called Sales Success Stories. And I was one of the early people. He's had like 70 plus episodes now, but I really enjoy his podcast, his consistency, his work ethic, the way he really digs deep and really gets to know his guests on what makes them tick, what makes them successful, and their tips for success. So it was really interesting. Some of the takeaways I'd gotten from the conference was that we're all so similar. I used to think that they're just so different than I am, and it's really encouraging and really awesome knowing that I'm not too far away in terms of I know that I have potential and that I could reach it with my mindset. I also noticed that they were all very, very humble. Like even though they were the top sales reps at their organizations, such as Google Cloud, a lot of different software as a service companies, Oracle, for instance, and many other well-known tech startups and tech companies. I noticed that they all had Evan Kelsey, who used to work at LinkedIn. Now he's at Seismic on the enterprise team. It really blew my mind when he said, like, I'm just a beginner, someone who's so accomplished, who's sold millions of dollars worth of business, and solved so many problems, saying like, man, I have so much to learn. It really humbled me. So I really appreciate that experience. It was also nice meeting a lot of managers. There were a lot of sales managers there that manage an inside sales team or people that have came from management and went back into the individual contributor role. George Penyak in particular, he talked about his story about how he came back to being on the national team as an individual contributor. So that was really cool, just like learning about his experience and what that's like and how valuable it is to have that managerial experience. So I would say I'll share with you guys five more things I've learned from the conference. So one of the biggest takeaways for me was actually just going outside my comfort zone, like meeting people I've never met before, but people I've read their books. So it's different because I've gotten to know them like over podcasts and what they post on LinkedIn, et cetera. But it's so different meeting them in person. So just going outside my comfort zone, traveling to a new state and meeting all these people and being vulnerable and opening up to them and just hearing their stories was very valuable for me. So the first one is going outside my comfort zone. 2, I would say, just be open to like sharing yourself vulnerably. Dale Dupree, who's someone who I really respect, talked openly about his journey, and he even cried on stage when he spoke about his father's death and how much of a hero he was. And because of that, he started his own company where he consults and helps sales professionals. So it was really cool learning about personal branding. So working on your personal brand would be number 2. 3, I would say, not being afraid to put yourself out there. There were a lot of vulnerable stories where people went up on stage and Lila, for example, from ZipWhip, she was sharing with me vulnerably about like how nervous she was and how much of an introvert she is. But on stage you would never be able to tell. She was so vulnerable. She was so open. She was just so on it, and it really moved the room. So that was a really cool story for me. So 3 is putting yourself out there and practicing public speaking and practicing your fears or conquering your fears. 4, I would say discipline and having a process. Scott Ingram, the host of the whole conference, shared with us like how he sets himself up and how disciplined he is with his time and how important it is to take care of his health. And that really resonated with me. He's clearly committed to his health. And yesterday I was committed to, I started small and practiced by just eating like a healthy salad, which anyone who knows me knows I never do. So stating that I'm committed to my health and actually acting upon it, um, just from Scott Ingram's share about his process is really helping me out. So I'll share with you guys how that goes. So number 4 was having like a steady, consistent routine. Number 5, I would say honestly, like just have fun. Is This week was the first week in a while where like I just let myself go and just have fun, and not like doing stupid things, but just like being present in the moment and not worrying so much about the future, my career, and what's next, and just being present was an awesome practice. So I appreciate you, John and Sachi, for letting me stay at your place. Well, I hope everyone appreciated my shares about the Sales Success Summit. And yeah, I'm excited to attend future summits because the network I've gotten from that and meeting so many amazing people. Like I appreciate all you guys, all your vulnerable sharing and just leading by example. Jay Small and Jack Wilson, they shared about how they started being an owner and ownership and just the coaching aspects and what it means to be like a true leader. Really, really stood out to me. Yeah, as I get the slide decks, I'm going to share a little bit more about some of the other takeaways. But yeah, hope you guys have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye.